Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Steve Ball Show. This is a new segment that I like to call Lacey's Tricks. Lacey, speak. Paul, good girl. Hey, everybody, this is the Steve Ball Show, and have you guys been watching the show called Quantum Leap? It was on Monday nights. I like what they did this last segment on Quantum Leap, where they leaped into I think it was the 80s or 70s, I forget, and he was a boxer. It was pretty cool to see how he was there so he could help the boxer's brother, because if the boxer's brother died, if the boxer's brother lost, he was going to die because he was going to do bad things to himself. But I'm glad that the boxer won the match. It was cool to see how he did it so he can help his brother win the match. Spoilers. And I like how to see how they did the boxing scenes and just what they're doing with the Quantum Leap and the different leaps he's going to be taking. I can't wait to see what they do with these leaps and where he's going to go from where he's going to go from there. I can't wait to see where he goes next. But it's pretty cool to see him do a boxing scene and how he's there to help people. So if you want to watch the show, it's on Fox. Not Fox. On NBC on Monday nights at 10 o'clock. It's a pretty good show. And the next show that we're going to talk about is La Brea. That show's on Tuesday nights on NBC. NBC also at I think it's 9 o'clock. And I like how they how the dad got to 10,000 BC and his daughter got to 10,000 BC, and how he's trying to save his wife and his friend because they got kidnapped by these people. They're called the what are they called? They're called the Exiles, and I like how he's trying to do it and to see how he connects with his grandfather, and so I like how they're doing that, and I can't wait to see what they do and how they help the people and his kid and one of those people's kids. They're in 1988, 1980 something, and or I think it's 88, but I forget. And I can't wait to see how they help the people, warn them from the sinkholes that are coming. So and I can't wait to see what they do with all these other storylines and with how Lily went back in time. So I can't wait to see what they do with these storylines. And if you want to watch it, it's on NBC, like I said. Next show I'm going to talk about the show's on Disney Plus. It's called the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, and I like how to see how they're doing with the kids on the team and how they're training. Eventually they're going to go against these top people. They're going to compete and see who the top people are, and then they're going to compete against a team of Canadian people. And there's going to be NHL scouts and stuff. And it's cool how they show how how they show these dialects and stuff. So I can't wait to see what they do, and see how these kids respond to being pushed to the wire. It's a pretty good show. So if you want to watch that on Disney Plus, it comes out every Wednesday. So yeah, it's a good show. The next show we're going to talk about is Ink Master. That's on Paramount Plus. I like how they compete, and I like how they show all these tattoos, because I have tattoos. I love tattoos, and I like to see how they draw these tattoos, and I like how they do the flash challenges and stuff. And this season, there's a twist. After a couple weeks, they bring back Ink Masters so they can compete against them, and then I thought they would just be there for a week, but then Dave Navarro, who's the Master of Chaos, asked them if they would like to stay, and they decided to stay. So it's kind of cool to see how they bring them back to see if they can win against these Ink Masters, and it's kind of cool to see how iron sharpens iron, and I can't wait to see who wins this. Hopefully somebody new wins it. But there is an Ink Master on there that won twice, and maybe he'll win again. He's pretty good, but we'll have to wait and see. So that's on Paramount Plus. That comes out every Wednesdays as also. The next thing I'm going to talk about is The Last of Us Part 2. I beat the first game. It's pretty good. I can't wait. I'm working my way through. I can't wait to see how Ellie what happens to her, and making her way against the infected clickers. It sucks to see what they did with Joel, and hopefully she gets her revenge on these people that did what they did to him. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's a pretty good game. It's a long game, so if you want to play it, it's going to take a long time. A couple of this is like my second or third week playing it, and it's a really good game to play. It's challenging, but there is an easy setting, and I like how this game, in the last one, part one, they didn't really give you, there was an easy setting, but they never gave you clues. In this one, there's like a really easy setting, and they give you clues of where you need to go. So it's a really good game. I love the graphics on the game. So hopefully I beat it soon. But it's a really good game. It's called The Last of Us Part 2. And they're making The Last of Us into a show on HBO Max. I can't wait to see how the show compares to the game. So I suggest you play the game if you want to, if you're into that. It's rated M for mature, so if you're under 17, I wouldn't suggest playing it. But if you're over 18, or whatever the age limit is, I highly suggest the game. It's really so it's The Last of Us Part 1, and then this is The Last of Us Part 2 that I'm playing. And I can't wait to see what they do with Ellie and Joel and all the characters. So the next thing I want to congratulate the Philadelphia Phillies. They finally got over the hump. They made the playoffs. It's been a long time. It's been since 2011, since I was in college, that they made the postseason. And of course, the team they're playing is the team they lost to last time, St. Louis Cardinals. Congratulations, boys. We are finally in the playoffs, and it's finally Red October again. Hopefully, we can play well. We have a lot of good pieces, and Schwarber and Harper and Castellanos. And Reese Hoskins and Alec Boehm, and Segura, I think, and Maton, and I think Bryson Stott, and our pitching is good, okay with Zach Wheeler and Nola and Suarez and Gibson, but if we can get onto a roll, we can be good. We can be a good team. We can be a dangerous team. But it just depends what Phillies show up. Sometimes the Phillies play mediocre. Sometimes they play good. So if they play good, then we should be able to go far. But if not, I'm glad that we're in the playoffs because we haven't been there in a long time. So congratulations, boys. Let's see what we can do. Let's go, Phils. The next and final thing that we're going to do is called Steve's picks, but the past couple weeks has been NFL picks. So, but the last couple weeks has been Steve's and Billy Rodabaugh, my friend's picks. So, I'm going to discuss the games. I got to find it on my phone real fast. So, we're going to discuss the games. So, the first game is the Indianapolis Colts versus the Denver Broncos. This game, I think, will be a low-scoring game. These teams are mediocre teams at best. I think that the Colts are the better of the team. I think that Matt Ryan will have an okay game. I don't know if their running back's playing, so if their running back ain't playing, that will hurt them. But they have okay receivers and Pittman, and if their defense is okay, so I think that the Colts will win this game. I think it'll be a low-scoring, close-scoring game. I think the Colts will win 24-20. Billy Rodabaugh says that he disagrees. He says that the Denver Broncos are going to win 20-17. It depends what Russell Wilson does. He's been horrible. He hasn't been himself. So the next game is the New York Giants against the Green Bay Packers. This game is in London, and I think that the Giants have just been getting lucky. They're 3-1, but they're a mediocre 3-1. And the Packers are the Packers. I think Rodgers has a good game. I think it's a blowout game where Randall Cobb has a good game, and his rookies finally get on page, and Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon just have a monster game. They're the top, one of the best running back duos in the league for a reason. So I think they win 45-17. Bill Rodabaugh says that he believes the Packers will win, which 41-21 against the Giants. The next game is the LA Chargers versus the Cleveland Browns. I just think the Chargers are better than the Browns. They have a good quarterback in Herbert. They have a good running back in Austin Eckler. They have a good defense with I think it's Joey Bosa, one of the Bosa brothers. and they have Keenan Allen, and so I think they will win this game. I think it will be back and forth game because both teams are okay. So I think that they will win 35-21. The Chargers win, and Billy Rodabaugh says that the LA Chargers will win 37-30. The next game is the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one, Billy Rodabaugh says the Jaguars will win 32-17, and I agree that the Jaguars will win. They lost last week in a close game to the Eagles, and I think the Jaguars are way better than they were last year. So I think they continue to improve. I think it'll be a blowout. Trevor Lawrence ain't gonna have back-to-back bad games, and neither will Etienne and Ingram and Marvin Jones and all the weapons they have. And if Zay Jones comes back, then that will be a difference because that's his main weapon. And their defense is good, the Jaguars. So I think they will blow out the Texans. I think it'll be 38-10. The Jaguars beat the Texans. The next game is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Buccaneers. I just think the Bucs aren't that good, but I do think they have the advantage over the Falcons. I think they win this game in a blowout. I think they win. I agree with Billy Rodabaugh scoring saying the same score as he says, 34-17. The Bucs win this game against the Falcons. The next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo, I think they're going to win again. Last week they won in a close game against the Ravens. I think this will not be. I don't think this will be a good, close game. Pittsburgh's a young team. They just switched to their rookie starting quarterback Kenny Pickett. So I think Kenny Pickett play a little better, but I don't think he's going to have his ups and downs. So I think there'll still be a struggle for the Steelers, where I think the defense sacks them once or twice, and they will have like one or two interceptions. So I think that Buffalo will win a two-score game. I think they'll win 28-17. The Buffalo beats the Steelers, and Bill Rodabaugh says Buffalo will win 38-24. The next game is Miami Dolphins versus New York Jets. Miami, they lost last week in their first loss because Tua got hurt. Speedy recovery, Tua. I hope you get better quickly. And I think Miami will I think they're going to bounce back. Teddy Bridgewater's an okay quarterback for a reason. He was a starter before he got hurt a couple years ago. So I think they bounce back. I think they win by 2 scores. I think they win 31-17 against the Jets because the Jets are okay. They're not that great of a team. So I think, and Billy Rodabaugh says Miami will win 24-16 against the New York Jets. The next game is Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. This one, I agree with Bill Rodabaugh. I think the Minnesota Vikings will win. They have a way better team. Kirk Cousins is an okay, mediocre quarterback, and he's gonna have a good game. He's gonna with Justin Jefferson. I think this will be a blowout. I think I think the Vikings will win this game 42-14 against the lowly Chicago Bears. And Billy Rodabaugh says Minnesota will win 28-14. The next game is Tennessee Titans versus the Washington Commanders. I think the Titans will win, and I think they will win easily. I agree with Billy Rodabaugh's score. I think they will win 31-14. Carson Wentz isn't that good. He hasn't been that good in a long time since the Super Bowl season. Since he got hurt, he's too hesitant with when he's in the pocket. Like he's hesitant to run. Like he just stands there and gets sacked. So I think he still continues to struggle. So I agree with Billy. Like I said, I agree with Billy Rodabaugh. Tennessee wins 31-14, where Carson Wentz struggles once again. Next game is Seattle Seahawks versus the New Orleans Saints. Billy Rodabaugh thinks the Seattle will win 26-23. I disagree. I think New Orleans will win this game in a close scoring game. I think they'll win maybe, I will say they're going to win 21-10. Both teams are horrible. They're not that good. They're mediocre teams because they're young. So I think New Orleans will win this game. The next game is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Carolina Panthers. I just think Baker Mayfield's in his head. He just and once he gets out of his head, he'll play better. But I think he's going to continue to struggle, and maybe they bench him and go to, if I don't know if Sam Darnold, I don't know who the backup is, either Sam Darnold or PJ Walker if they still have him, and they just continue to struggle. San Francisco's been playing okay, so I think they continue to play okay, and I'm going to agree with Bill Rudabaugh. I think that San Francisco will win 24-10. So I agree. The next game is the Philadelphia Eagles against the Arizona Cardinals. The Eagles have been playing well, and they're undefeated for a reason. I think they continue this. I think Jalen Hurts continues to play way better than last year, and the running back Miles Sanders keeps playing well, and A.J. Brown and all the weapons they have, Devontae Smith, and their defense keeps getting pressure. I think they get pressure on Murray early and often, even though he can run. I think it'll be back and forth game because the Cardinals are a mediocre team. They do have Ertz, they do have James Conner, and they have other weapons too. I forget, but they have an okay defense. So I think it's back and forth. Where I think the Eagles go down last minute and win by a field goal. So I think it'll be 34-31. Eagles win against the Cardinals. Billy Rudabaugh says the Eagles will win 27-23 against the Cardinals. The next game is the Dallas Cowboys against the LA Rams. I don't think the Cowboys are good. They're just getting lucky like the Giants are getting lucky. And I think that the Rams defense gets pressure on Cooper Rush and early and often, and he has 2 fumbles and maybe 1 interception. And I think it'll be a blowout game for the Rams. I think the Rams will win this game 35-17 because I think they lost the last game against on Monday night. They lost against the 49ers, and they're the defending champs for a reason. I don't think they have I don't think they have a back-to-back bad games. So I think they have a blowout game against the Cowgirls. So I think the Rams win. Bill Rudabaugh says that Rams win 27-24. The next game is the Cincinnati Bengals against the Ravens. I disagree with Billy Rudabaugh. He says the Ravens are going to win 34-20. I think that because they won back-to-back games, the Bengals, I think they just continue to, now they're getting on this roll. And Joe Burrow, once he gets in roll, he can get hot. And I think he's going to get hot with Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins. And Joe Mixon will have a good game. And their defense will play well. So I think it'll be back and forth. Don't get me wrong, the Ravens are a good team. Lamar Jackson is good, so is Hollywood. They don't have Hollywood Brown anymore. But the other receivers they have are good. And their defense is okay. So I think it'll be back and forth. I think the Bengals win this in a close game where they go back down the field at the end of the game and they win by field goal. I think it'll be like I said, the Eagles game. I think it'll be 34-31. Bengals beat the Ravens. The next game and the final game of the week, Monday Night Football, the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Chiefs. The Raiders finally got their first win last week, but I think they're going to lose again. The Chiefs are just too good of a team. Mahomes has been playing well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been playing well. So Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce. They just have way too many weapons on their offense, and they have a good defense. So I think they win in a 2-scoring game. I'm going to say same score as Billy Rudabaugh. He says Kansas City 40, Las Vegas Raiders, my bad. Las Vegas Raiders 30, and that's why I think it's the same score. So I hope all your teams win. Like I say every week, I hope all your teams win besides the Cowgirls, the Commanders, Giants, Cheetrits. I hope they win besides those teams. And hopefully have a good NFL season, NFL Sunday, and good NFL Monday, and good NFL Thursday. And thank you for watching the Steve Ball Show. And please keep watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe under the Steve Ball Show on YouTube. Thank you. Thanks for watching.